Mystical Charlie for Barry O'Sullivan. They are going in the traps. Let's go and join Errol Blythe for commentary on the hurdle race.
Yes, just 4 flights to be taken here at Towcester as the last one goes in, which is Mystical Charlie. Just having a few problems getting Mystical Charlie in by the looks of things. And we'll be up and running shortly. I can point out that Mystical Charlie has just eased out to 6-4, having opened up at 5-4, so just drifting out from the bookmakers. The hare is on the move here. It's the ECC Timber Hurdles, 480 metres. And there they go, and racing up towards the first flight. Good start from 5, Chantilly Rose, but better pace and speed over that flight from Mystical Charlie, who goes on. And Mystical Charlie suddenly goes 2.5 lengths clear from Chantilly Rose in second. Then comes one, Dunham Felix, as they hop over that. And, just went through the brush pretty low there, did Mystical Charlie, but got away with it. A good 4-length leader here. One improves, Dunham Felix. That's trying to move up into second. Then comes the 5, Chantilly Rose, facing the last. Over it safely, just holds on. Does Mystical Charlie, as Dunham Felix was closing rapidly in the end, with 5, Chantilly Rose back in third. So, Mystical Charlie goes on to score. I understand that 4 presenters are 2 from 2 so far, but it's not been that hard, has it? Has it been that hard? Mystical Charlie, winning favourite then for the ECC Timber Hurdles, returns 6-4 favourite. Just started to tire coming home. I was able to hold on from Dunham Felix, who was making some good inroads up the home straight. Obviously, an absolute maximum this distance here for Mystical Charlie. He may have been hard to get into the traps, but there's no problem him coming out of the boxes, was there? Because he and Chantilly Rose came out running, although you can see that Mystical Charlie jumped the first far better, far quicker. And Chantilly Rose was on the back foot. And when they went down the far side, took that beautifully. The others seemed to spend a little bit more time in the air, didn't they? Mystical Charlie, a hardened hurdler, doing the business here. Coming around the final bend, just one to jump, but all of a sudden as he came towards it, you see his strides beginning to shorten. He's getting tired. He does enough to get over it and win here from Dunham Felix. A bit like going up the Towcester Hill on the horse racing, of course, for Mystical Charlie. But the 6-4 favourite does the business, beats Dunham Felix at 8-1. And you can see the rest of the details there on screen. Anthony, 2 from 2. How about you?
I'm waiting for the when the Sky Punters Challenge starts, because I'm involved in that tonight, Errol, so I'm holding up my winners for that. I'm taking on the Essex Einstein. I'm a bit worried about that
And
tonight.
what are your good things? Come on.
I've gone Penny's Luna, I was impressed by last week.
Yep.
And I've gone with one a bit of a price, actually, John Mullins' dog in the Veterans race.
My mate Max?
Indeed.
Okay.
I've gone with him. They're my 2 later on.
But you can catch all the selections on the Greyhound Star website now. So Enzo's up against a couple of shrewdies, I understand. So anyway, look, Mystical Charlie's franked the form of the Grand National, showed that trademark burst of early pace. He's a real win machine for Barry O'Sullivan and Steve Lamar. 22 wins now from 67 starts. Just not quite foot perfect down the far side, but had enough in front to hold a strong running performance from Dunham Felix and franking the form of the Grand National. Of course, won by Razzle Dazzle Radio, who's back in action at Crayford at the weekend, being aimed for the Jimmy Jupp National Hurdle at Hove. Of course, he is I think the winning most open race of 2017, Razzle Dazzle Radio. Mystical Charlie didn't have a lot of luck, I have to say, in the Grand National final, took a tumble, but he's since got back to winning ways and some at Crayford with a couple of wins there, and now here at Towcester.
Yeah, well done to Mystical Charlie. He certainly showed the early pace, and he was coming back late on. Obviously, Dunham Felix was trying to close him down, but couldn't make up that ground. Once again, we've just seen the advantage of being out in front here at Towcester. His jumping was pretty good down the far side until that second hurdle. He just made a slight mistake. 3 got slightly crowded on the inside, but 2 was away and gone. And Mystical Charlie has won the ECC Timber Hurdles. Of course, Razzle Dazzle Radio not around for this race, but we understand he's got some big races on the horizon.
Yeah, Crayford at the weekend, and followed by Hove as well.
So he's going to be busy.
I'm sure Ricky would probably tongue-in-cheek say he wanted to give the others a bit of a chance here at Tosa tonight, and I'm sure Barry O'Sullivan was delighted to learn that Radio wasn't in there. Nevertheless, that was a good performance.
It was. We need some more stars, don't we, in the hurdling game?
I mean,
It's lacking a little
I
bit.
would say there's a slight changing of the guard. Of course, Mannix has been retired, but Radio is still, you know, they're winning plenty of races. So, you know, he sets the standard at the moment. Mystical Charlie's not that far behind, I have to say. He's a cracking greyhound. He's a pretty versatile. He can win over the sticks and on the flat as well.
And hurling's still alive, isn't it, with the Springbok going to go ahead again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Central Park.
Yeah, Central Park excited. I mean, no question that Roger Kearns, a promoter down at Central Park, he loves his hurdling, of course. It's very much the home of